Perspective. I'm Johanna Oscarson, and tonight we have Barb Muckel, Treatment Coordinator. Thank you, Barb, for coming on the show tonight.
You're welcome, Johanna.
So you say you're a treatment coordinator. What exactly do you do?
Well, when a new patient comes into our office, I help them fill out their forms, their new patient forms, and the majority of my job is spent navigating through the insurance system and helping the patient navigate through the insurance system.
Now, you're wearing Bears scrubs tonight, so is this what you usually wear to work, or?
On Mondays, it's our blue day. We have a 2-week rotation with the colors of our scrubs, and on Mondays we wear our Chicago Bears scrubs. We also have a White Sox scrubs because the doctor I work for is a White Sox fan, and we have other various colors that we wear during our 2-week rotation. On Saturdays or on game days, we're allowed to wear jerseys or jeans. So sometimes on Saturdays, I will wear my Julius Peppers jersey, or sometimes I wear my IU, Indiana University Hoosiers jersey.
Wow, and so you said that there's a 2-week cycle and there's colors. What colors do you have?
Well, we have Black Day where we wear our White Sox jersey or our scrubs. We have Aqua, we have Brown and Tan Day. We also have Pink, Purple, and Red Day.
That's pretty cool. So now the insurance forms. How do you help them fill out them?
Well, when a patient comes into our office, if they have insurance, they usually have a yearly maximum with their insurance, and a lot of people don't understand exactly what that means. So part of my job is to coordinate with the insurance company what their benefits will be, and helping them to understand and get the most out of their yearly maximum. And depending on what insurance company the patient has and what plan they have with their employer, kind of depends on how they use and how they can use their benefits. Even within one insurance company, a big one is Delta Dental. There can be so many different variations on the insurance. Some insurance will pay 100% of the procedures that we will do with the patient, whether it's to have a crown, a bridge, fillings, cleanings. Some companies will only pay 80%, some maybe 50%. It just depends on what the insurance company dictates the plan to the employer. So my job is to help the patient navigate through the insurance system, and we do that as a courtesy to our patients, and it helps them to understand exactly what they're spending on their dental care.
Wow. Now, it seems for me, it seems kind of hard, but do any of the patients come in and say, okay, now what do I do? And do you have to help them to fill out exactly, or do they understand some parts? Or?
Sometimes they understand the majority of it. It can be confusing. It's not that it's hard, it can be confusing, and if you don't understand the insurance system, it can be very confusing for patients. That's why, as a courtesy to our patients, we help them navigate through that. A lot of times the patients will not understand that they still have an out-of-pocket expense for something, even though the insurance company will pay 80% of what our fee is. That means that they still have some money that they have to pay up front. And after it's explained to them, then they understand it a little bit more. You have a maximum amount. It can be anywhere from $750 a year to up to $2,000 a year for them to spend.
Now, do you have any insurance forms with you? Or?
I did bring a folder from the office that I work in, and in this folder we have, I have some forms and some just information that I use on a daily basis. Just some insurance forms from Delta Dental. I have a summary of benefits from Delta Dental because they're our largest, one of our largest insurance companies. I have an appointment schedule of our patients for the day, if you'd like to look at that.
Wow.
And I actually have a form that we send in to the insurance company prior to their appointment, and then I have a form that I brought to show you after the form comes back to us of what the insurance company will pay for a certain procedure.
Yeah. Now, looking at this, it looks like, well, when I go to my orthodontist, I just fill in my name and say what time I come in. But this, it looks more difficult where you have to type it in the computer and...
Well, we have an awesome computer program at the office that I work in, and when a patient calls, we just type in their name into the computer and click on the certain time in the day, and their name automatically goes into that time slot. The two girls that work at our front desk, they're masters at the schedule. I have my own office. It has 2 large windows. We call it the fish bowl because I feel like a little fish in my office. And I do come out occasionally and work at the front desk, but most of my day is spent in my office coordinating patients' treatments.
Wow. Now, you mentioned dental plans, and I don't really get dental plans. Can you explain 1 or 2 of them to me? Or?
Basically, when a patient has, say they have $1,000 of a yearly maximum, and most people think that they can take that $1,000 and use it any way they want, whether it's for the cleanings, whether it's for fillings, it could be for a crown, it could be for a bridge, it could be for a denture. But that's not how the insurance company works. The insurance company will say, well, okay, for preventative maintenance, which is your cleanings and your exams, we'll pay 100% of that. It could be $150 that we charge, and that $150 comes out of the $1,000. With the other, say a filling, the insurance company may say, we'll pay 80% of what we charge, and the other 20% will have to come out of the patient's pocket. So whatever the insurance company pays then comes out of that $1,000.
Okay, well, now it kind of makes sense. So now with all this insurance and dental plans, there has to be some weird or funny things that have happened. Have you ever had those things? Well,
I do have a couple funny things that have happened in the past. Several years ago, I worked for an orthodontist when I lived in Michigan, and he had a pet parrot. Now, I have a kind of a weird fear of birds, so I knew the morning when I saw the gigantic cage in our operatory that something was not going to be right. And the next day, the parrot showed up. So I was a little nervous about having a parrot in the office. And the parrot spoke. He had certain lines that he said, and that was kind of fun. It was fun for the patients. Well, one day I went to lunch, and when I came back, I walked into the office, and in the background, I can hear somebody saying in a little voice, "Help me, help me, help me." And I was very nervous, thinking that somebody was being held hostage in our waiting room. So I quickly exited the office without checking in the waiting room and ran down to the restaurant where the dentist was and blurted out my story. And they all started laughing and said it was the parrot. He had learned the words, "Help me, help me, help me." And when no one was around, he was screaming, "Help me, help me, help me." So I was very embarrassed by that after that happened.
Wow. Now, this has been a great night, you talking to me and everything. Now, thank you for watching People in Perspective, and thank you for coming and sharing with us today.
You're welcome. Thank you.